All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour tonight. Our final fantasy baseball show of the year. We're going to be doing a mock draft, trying to see if AJ picks some more Alec Boehm way too early.
You know
We'll
it.
be right back.
The Fantasy Six-Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Applegarth.
All right, welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me tonight, two co-hosts, AJ Applegarth. What's going on, man? Nice shirt.
Thank you. Beautiful
One out of style
for me. And yeah, being as it's our last baseball show, I figured I'd do it up and we go out with a little bit of a party. So here we go.
Sure, man. Sure.
Why not?
Corey Pieper, what's up, man?
Being as it's our last baseball show for the year, I figured I'd wear a shirt that I've owned since middle school. So, you know.
And basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
For basketball.
I said as soon as I saw it, I'm like, man, I got to find some sunglasses or something here for having a party. And
Gosh.
I have my sweet tea, so I'm like,
Cool.
that's my festive. My
Okay,
festive
all
look
right.
there is my raspberry sweet tea.
I'm rocking the Star Wars shirt only because, by the way, because if you have not heard the absolute amazing news, Spaceballs 2 coming out, baby. Here we go. This trailer is amazing, and I'm super excited. The only question I have now is it appropriate to show the original to my 8-year-old son? I guess.
How long do we have till
not.
the movie? The movie's not
It's
coming out
2
till
years,
next
so he'll
summer,
be
right?
10. I could wait till 10. Even
Perfect
then, I
timing.
still am not totally sure yet. But figure it out when the time comes. Yeah, I'm not super confident on whether or not that's appropriate. But
I mean,
We'll
he's
figure it out.
seen the regular Star Wars, right?
you've seen Star Wars, yes, but there are not like all the random jokes that are
that he
definitely
just won't get. He'll just gloss right over him and
clearly
be like, I don't
will
get it.
not. Yeah, I mean, it's funny talk about that. Like we watched Ghostbusters a while back, and I was like, man, I had no idea how inappropriate this was. PG back in the 1980s. This would be PG-13 in a heartbeat. Like,
Things
oh my
were different
gosh.
back then.
Oh yes, it was. Just utterly amazing. We did watch over the weekend. Happy Gilmore. I don't know how I convinced my wife to let the kids watch that one, but that was gold.
Yeah.
They loved the.
You
You're
gotta
gonna
get
die,
ready for
clown.
another Happy Gilmore. You gotta get ready for Happy Gilmore too.
Hell
It's
yeah,
the night
man.
of the
That's why I did it.
season of the
That's why I
sequels.
did it. That's why I did it. Yeah, so they laughed. That's all I really wanted out of it. But all right. So tonight, like I said, we're going to be jumping through a mock draft of kind of where would you draft these guys now that we are. I think I counted it was like 10 or 11 weeks into the season, I think. So kind of give you some insight into how these players have been performing, how we project them to perform the rest of the year, and that kind of good stuff. So before we jump into that, though, let's rip through this news. Just kind of the headline news stuff. Craig Kimbrel, he's going to get the next save for the Braves over here. DFA'd after his only inning pitching for the Braves. Eury Perez season debut, not so good. And Hunter Green getting a second opinion on his back and groin injury. That's never a good thing. You don't like the second opinions. I don't know. I'll take Eury Perez real quick. I think he's going to be better. Honestly, I think, we're seeing a lot of guys come off of injury. Kirby kind of, Strider struggling, their first times out here. I think they're going to get better as they go along. They are very good pitchers. Lance McCullers has been way better lately than he started out. Like he was just like I had him for first couple of starts. I let him on the bench just kind of wait and see. Got destroyed and was like, oh, never mind. And then I picked it back up just for the hell of it. And yeah, he's been all right. So I think these guys are going to come around. You just got to be patient with these guys. Just trust the talent will shine eventually. Anything else with these three?
Craig Kimbrel signed with Texas already. Their bullpen also sucks. We're still going, baby.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised the Phillies didn't reach back out with as much of a shambles as their bullpen is, but I get it. I'm glad for it.
All right. IL injuries here. IL and injury news here. Lots of it. Corbin Burns got the unfortunate Tommy John news. Zebby Matthews, shoulder injury. Tony Gonsolin, right elbow. Bryce Harper with a wrist injury. Ryan Mountcastle with a hamstring injury. Weiler Abreu, it's really what it is. Side issue, like
a hockey injury.
Hey, that's what I'm thinking. Upper body injury. Ryan Weathers has a lat injury. That's a shame. He's been phenomenal this year. Bryce Miller, elbow. I think he's got what are those? The PRP injections that literally, I don't know if anybody's ever gotten those and it's helped. It's always like they get them and it's like they're just out a long time still. I don't really know what those things do. Matt Chapman to the IL with a hand injury. He's been super disappointing this year. A little bit of, he's power, a little bit of power, a little bit of speed. Nothing like last year. I didn't really think it was going to produce like last year, but man, the batting average has been not good. OBP is still fine though with him. Cole Reagan's back to the IL. This guy just can't stay healthy this year. Rotator cuff strain. This one sounds bad for a pitcher. You don't like that. Like the other ones was like hamstring, stuff like that. Like rotator cuff, you do not like to hear. That could be a very long-term injury, in my opinion. Jackson Jobe, Tommy John surgery, and Kodai Senga hamstring injury. Where do you want to start, AJ?
I'll start with. I'll say the Harper thing. It sounds like he's been dealing with this, all season and really since last season. He just wanted to play through it, and then when he got beamed on the elbow a couple weeks ago, it seems like it exacerbated everything even more. So, just him being on the shelf obviously hurts the team. But it'll be. TBD as far as how long he'll be out. This is the same wrist injury that he suffered last year. So he was out, I think, 2 months or so last year. So if that's where it goes this year, we're looking at, August. So depends on where the Phillies are and how this affects them. But the Ryan Weathers one, as you said, he's been really good. And then did you see him get beamed by the catcher on warm-ups the other day?
They made fun of the Rockies.
It was like he threw his last warm-up pitch and the catcher just kind of got up to throw to second and just beamed him right in the head. It's like, holy crap. So obviously that wasn't good, but sounds like the lat is really what's the issue here. So again, TBD for how long he'll be out. And then you mentioned Chapman. I mean, he was one of the kind of higher up third baseman draft picks, I feel like. Just
he was like the break of that big tier.
Just because it's a weaker position, and he was kind of like the last guy that I really wanted to go after if I punted the position. And he's been so down this year and now this. So hands are always an issue, with power when they come back. Hands and wrists and thumbs and that sort of stuff always, hurts the power. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do when he comes back.
Corey,
I
anything?
will rip through some of these. So, of course, you can drop Corbin Burns. Zebby Matthew shoulder getting injured means that we get to see David Festa again. It sucked in his first game and delivered a quality start today. So consider adding David Festa. Gonsolin can get dropped. Who knows how long that'll be. Mountcastle can get dropped. He's going to be looking at like 2 or 3 months. Bryce Miller. So he's been unbelievably frustrating all season anyways. And so maybe this is an explanation why he can't get the ball over the plate. I think you can drop Bryce Miller as well. Cole Reagans, you mentioned it, like rotator cuffs. Did not love to see that. A lot of Cole Reagans. Loved Cole Reagans in that 3rd round area. So a lot of Cole Reagans. I'm banking on probably sometime after the All-Star break, maybe August. That's kind of what I'm thinking. They're going to be extremely cautious with him. Job can be dropped, of course, if he's out for the season. And Kodai Senga just got hurt today covering first base on a game he was pitching quite well where he stepped awkwardly on first base. And so we had not gotten a lot of updates there. I don't know. Hamstrings. Could be good. Could be a while too with him. So we'll have to wait for a little bit more update there. Oh, and Willie Abreu, the best part of Willie Abreu getting, not that there's a good part of anybody getting hurt, Buzz, but we will get to the call-ups here and we can talk about who they called up instead.
Yeah, so right here on the top of the list with the call-ups, Roman Anthony gets the nod and had a good first game. Hit a bomb, so that's good to see. Grant Taylor got the call up. Your boy Jacob Mizorowski for the Brews get called up, and Christian Moore. Corey, how's Mizorowski doing?
So he was dealing. He made it through 5 innings. Did not give up a hit. He did walk 5. That is when we had David on. We talked about Mizorowski, and my fear was that they were going to put him in the relief. He struck out 5, didn't give up a hit, walked 3, but came back out for the 6th inning. Once we started recording here, threw 3 pitches and landed awkwardly on his ankle and was escorted off by the trainer. So we'll see what that update is. But look, there is maybe 2 or 3 pitchers in all of baseball who have stuff as good as Jacob Mizorowski. He's throwing 102 miles an hour. He has a 95-mile-an-hour slider. It is like right-handed Tyler Glasnow. It is that type of unbelievable stuff that you don't see out of many people. So I'm going to write the waiver wire tomorrow unless I get an update that he's hurt. Jacob Mizorowski is going to be on that because there are not many people who offer that type of upside that he offers. You should make sure to get him. Roman Anthony, of course, he's probably already owned in most leagues before he got called up. Like that's just a very high-end outfield option. Grant Taylor, I don't know if I've never talked about Grant Taylor. Grant Taylor is now he's moved to relief for the White Sox and instantly is the best relief pitcher in the White Sox, which isn't saying a whole lot, but I think eventually he'll get closing opportunities. I think he pitched an inning the other day and didn't strike out anyone, but his last 17 innings in AAA, he didn't give up a run and struck out like over 35 batters. So he's got some wicked stuff too. And Christian Moore, they just announced this a couple hours ago that he's going to call up. He was the 7th or 8th pick. I don't remember which one. 7th or 8th pick last season by the Angels. So everybody assumed that, like they do with Nolan Shanwell and Zach Neto, that they would push him and he would be up right away. It took till early June here, which isn't actually all that long. But Christian Moore's a power hitting second baseman. And we've talked about the lack of talent at second base. So if you just want to take a shot, I don't know. He struggles to hit. I feel like initially at every level, he struggled to hit. So maybe it takes a little bit, which I'm not giving up on him after that. But if you want to shoot for some upside at second base, Christian Moore has it. And so second base is rough. If you need a shot at it, go for it.
All right. I'm ready to jump in this mock if you guys are.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do this thing. So it's already been cooking here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Hopefully you guys see a little bit better if I zoom in. I'm gonna have to do a lot of ooh, that's way too far. All right, let's try that. I think I've got the 4 spot here for this because we had a guest last time we did this, so we'll just deal with it. Can I do this? Let's do that. It's not awesome. Sure. Let's do that. All right. So we're just gonna pick every player through as many rounds as we can get to before it gets too late. So we're not going to have teams here like you or me, and we're not going to have computers picking random catchers in the third, fourth, and fifth rounds. So none of that nonsense anymore.
Damn.
They're so good.
So first overall pick
on catchers.
Yeah. So first overall pick, I think this easily comes down to two players. And it's Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge. They have far and away just distanced themselves in the batting out of all the hitters. Aaron Judge is, like power is pretty similar. Speed a little bit in favor of Shohei. The average for Aaron Judge is just crazy. I guess it's really just how much do you believe he's going to continue to hit like well above 300? I don't think anybody's going to expect him to get, hit for almost 400 the rest of the way, but how much do you expect him to hit like well above 300? And maybe Shohei hit, hovers around 300. Because if you think Aaron Judge the rest of the way drops to, his what's his like normal.
His StatCast page is something amazing. His StatCast page is a 100th percentile expected WOBA, expected batting average, expected slug, barrel percentage, and then he drops down to 99th percentile in average exit velocity and 98th percentile in hard hit rate. His expected batting average is 330. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean,
to me it's Aaron Judge.
310.
We can debate this for a while, but Shohei Ohtani's not running as much. So it is not
I don't think it's a debate. I think it's Judge too.
Yeah, I think we take Aaron Judge first, but I would absolutely take Shohei Ohtani second.
Yeah.
All right. So there we go. Shohei is going to be, I think. Is it going to go?
I mean, Shohei over Witt. Yeah, it's clearly the home run.
It is slow to react here.
It just can't believe it. Thinks they're making the wrong choice.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
What a terrible decision.
This isn't how it works.
It just loaded on mine. Refresh your thing.
What's happening? Oh my gosh. Okay.
There we go.
That's something else. All right. So Shohei Ohtani is number 2. And apparently I'm gonna have to refresh like every single time. This is gonna be awesome. Thanks. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, I thought this would be fun to use Fantrax for this, but maybe not. All right. So pick number 3. Look at me, Bobby Witt was like the number 2 drafted player, number 3 drafted player, pretty much every format. He still does have a really good batting average, good speed. The power's not really there. You could argue Jose Ramirez.
That's what I was going to go
That's
with.
Who I would take.
Third base is like
third base sucks.
Atrocious.
Third base blows, and he's killing it right now. I mean, 20 steals already, 12 homers. I mean, he's
now,
a
hear me
little
out.
lower than Witt in the RBIs, okay, but he's more in every other category. I mean,
hear me out. Mr. Pete Crow Armstrong. Do we pull the trigger? I mean,
no.
There's no way.
Like, if you're just thinking he's locked in this year, man, like that's maybe.
I would not. I would not do it at 3.
No,
it's
Jose Ramirez
with very similar stats as well. But yeah, I mean that third base position is just so bad. I don't know what's going to happen here. We're just going to hope that this actually updates eventually. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God, did it not actually pick him for me? Is it updating on your house? Should you all share screens? I don't know what's going on.
I
have to keep refreshing it too.
Yeah. No,
it's
not on mine yet.
Maybe it's just not. They're not in baseball mode right now.
Yeah, they're like, what is going on?
This is a little weird.
Since the start of May, Jose Ramirez has only not had a hit in 2 games. That is 34 of his last 36 games he's had a hit. That is just unbelievably consistent. So no, to me, it's not even close.
I think up next for me, you could argue like a Corbin Carroll. It still has not put Jose Ramirez in this draft slot for me. I don't know what's going on. Maybe we just can't do this.
Can you force at it?
It's so like it doesn't show me that I can make this pick. So it's only showing me that I can make this pick. I don't know. What
Can
to
someone else make it? AJ, can you make it?
I don't
No.
think I can.
It tells me it's one pick until my turn, so I must be able to pick at 4.
Oh, yeah, I can't.
No, pick 4's up. Oh no, you're in the room.
Yeah. I'm first.
I don't know what's
Who's
happening.
yeah,
I'll try
Corey's
Jose Ramirez
fourth.
again here. Let's see what happens.
Admin
Maybe it doesn't
action.
screw something up. I don't know. Like the little green thing's going all around and around and around. I don't know. This is just not.
Hey!
All right.
Cool.
There we go.
Yikes.
So
is there something I need to do here to not make this suck so bad?
Change
Well-
the timer to like 10 seconds.
No, that's not going to work. That'll auto everybody. All right. So next up for me, it's a debate between, because I think Bobby Witt's there.
Yeah.
I think Acuna gets put in the conversation, although he's not running. So that's sort of bumps him down for me. And you could throw Ellie De La Cruz in there. He is irritating to roster. I have him. He has these stretches where you're just kind of like, dude, you went over 4 strikeouts, like 3 games in a row. It feels like what's going on. Corbin Carroll.
For me, it's kind of between Carroll and Witt. I could go either one, and I think I'd be okay. Carroll hurts a little bit in average.
I'm just not even considering Kyle Tucker here. Like, as good as Kyle Tucker's been with the 47 runs, 13 homers, 43 ribbies, 17 steals, and 275 again. Like, you have to at least consider Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, though, like Corbin Carroll, Tucker's got more speed, a little bit better average, less power.
Better team. I said it.
Is it though? And Arizona's got one of the best offenses in the league too.
Yeah. It's really
it's close.
That is a toss-up, honestly. And I think they're both maybe ahead of Witt at this point.
I think that
hasn't taken off.
If you're like tiering this, right? Judge Ohtani are a clear tier. I think we all pretty much agreed that Jose Ramirez is almost standing in a tier by himself. And then it's like this Corbin Carroll, Kyle Tucker, Bobby Witt, maybe Ellie De La Cruz triumvirate here. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'd say Kyle Tucker, but I'm fine if we take Bobby Witt or Corbin Carroll too.
I was kind of leaning Carroll, so that's my vote. AJ.
Go for it.
I initially went Carroll over Tucker, so I'll stick with that.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I can actually get it to go. Nope, I can't. Refresh. And there he is.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm very interested to see how far we let Pico Armstrong go. Rest of the season. Way I'm taking,
okay, so I
get it. I'm
back.
not. And he hit
a home run tonight.
Hit a home run again today. Like every time I think he's slowing down, it's like, oh, there he goes again. Never mind.
All right, so then is the question PCA versus Tucker? Like, which one of those two do we want first?
Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I'd probably
that's not even
Tucker.
He's done this 7 years? Every year of his career, PCA's done this for 50 games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I totally agree.
I think
next.
I think Bobby Witt has to go too.
Yeah,
Kyle Tucker and Bobby Witt
and Bobby Witt is probably the next two. Just coin toss them at this point. Doesn't really matter. It is what it is. So sorry
really,
for everybody watching. This is going to be a lot of refreshing my screen.
When you're at this spot, it kind of depends on how you want to do your roster construction. Like, do you want to grab shortstop now? You want to grab outfield? And that all depends on your league. If your league is
so this is the standard 5 outfielder, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is the standard rotisserie 5 outfielder.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm seeing that over there. So in that case, I think I would still go Tucker first.
So I have a couple names here. we already mentioned one, right? Ellie De La Cruz. Like Joe said,
Mhm.
it's frustrating, but we're at 13 home runs. We're at 20 steals. That's tracking towards another.
I mean, that's
60
what you
steals.
got him for. You get him for that, near 30, 30, 30.
He's
well,
actually
30,
hitting
50.
261, which is better than you'd expect,
Yeah.
right?
I
But
mean, already has
I
44
mean,
RBI.
259 last year.
yeah, I know. What about when are we going to take Drake Skubal? Because he is so clearly the top starting pitching option at this point. Like, he did it again today. He has been incredible. I don't like taking pitchers early either, but at this point, he has to be considered soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate taking pitching this early, but man, he has been one of the lone bright spots in a rough pitching year. And he's just utterly amazing right now. So yeah, if you add, I had it filtered by hitters because I knew we were going to focus on hitters and I wanted to see the stats. But if you do this and you add everybody, Fantrax has their score for these players right now. Fried and PCA are sitting at 100. Hunter Brown's at 99. Skubal sitting at 96.
90 innings, 111 strikeouts to 9 walks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Hunter Brown's only got that because of the extra win. Fried also.
Yeah. To me, it's not even close.
It's Skubal for me. Is far and away
is the top pitching option.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I could argue
if that's what we want to do.
I could argue Ellie De La Cruz
sure.
Over Skubal, but then Skubal would be probably next.
Yeah.
Unless you were trying to force in PCA now, but no way. Not.
There's no way I'm taking PCA over to Skubal. None.
No.
I think Ellie De La Cruz would be the only other player I would take ahead of Skubal.
Well, take those two. Do them in groups of 2 here. I don't care the order you do it. If you want to do Ellie first and streak Skubal, that's fine. But I think those two should go the next 2 picks.
Agreed. So, and then we will go a Skubal. So if we're knocking pitching off at this point, right? And we're kind of seeing who's legit and who's not at this point. Like, when do we start? Like, pitching can be hard to come by, right? At this point, and we know that. Like, we wait on pitching in the early season because there's a lot of unknowns, and there's guys that we think are gonna kind of come out of nowhere, right? Like, I was big on Hunter Brown. Not that he came out of nowhere, right? But I thought he was a huge value pick, right? Now he's not a value pick, but now he's valuable, right? If he finished with this stat line at the end of the season, he'd be back end of the first round, early second round, right? So we got to consider him up there. It's a matter of how much farther are you pushing up the pitchers midway through a season, knowing what they're going to give and believing it the rest of the year. So that's one interesting thing.
I mean,
what's going on, Jamie?
What up, Jamie? With him, the only thing, and I do like what he's put up so far, but the injuries still scare me with him, and whether or not that could come into play, who knows? Obviously, you can't always draft, being afraid of injuries, but I mean, what he's doing right now is pretty special. So
yeah,
I don't know if I could take him first round personally.
Yeah, right now I'm not doing it. A name that we haven't mentioned yet is Fernando Tatis, and dude, he started the season off on fire.
Yeah, he's
not been awesome as of late. So his split here, if you can see it on the screen, I'm going to go by month. Where'd it go? So April, cooking, 7 home runs, 4 steals, batting 323 this past month. In May, batted 184. Starting off in June so far, midway through, we're hitting 200. No home runs. Ooh, I mean,
can I convince you on a different outfielder here who's
Absolutely.
doing the opposite of that?
Absolutely.
That would be Mr. Juan Soto, who started terribly and now starting to rapidly catch up to the Still incredible looking StatCast data with 5 home runs, 10 ribbies, and hitting just under 400 in his last 12 games. Suddenly, the batting average is climbing again. All the underlying data still looks awesome. 13 homers, 8 steals, over 250. Like, I think the next 2 picks should both be Mets, to tell you the truth, which probably hurts AJ as a Phillies fan, but I think it should be Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor.
I was leaning Lindor too. And it's crazy because shortstop is very deep. We already knew that coming into the season, but this just further shows it, the fact that we've already got potentially 3 off the board in the first 10 picks.
It's interesting, though. We say shortstop is deep, but when you really look at it, a lot of them are sort of underperforming.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
like O'Neal Cruz, like we love the counting stats, but the batting average is awful. Trey Turner's been okay. Probably better than what we thought with Trey Turner. Let's see. Coming down, Mookie Betts has been super disappointing, honestly. Neto's been good since he's returned, so he's somebody who would move up a board for sure. Abrams has not been awesome. Gunnar Henderson has been solid, but not probably first round material.
Francisco
Lindor, a lot of guys
who have been just another one, just keeps doing it every year. 14 home runs, 13 steals, runs are there, ribbies are there, 280 average. Like, he's going to be close to 30-30 again with a plus batting average. This is a route where he was taken a few months ago, and he's going to deliver it.
I don't hate it.
I will say he's starting better this year than he started last year.
Oh,
way better. He was like,
absolutely.
People were talking about dropping him near the end of May last year. I remember end of April, end of even mid-May last year. I remember like trading him for peanuts, and I was like, "Whoa, I don't know about that." You guys want to go Lindor or Soto? Yeah. I still think Soto first, man.
I'm fine with Soto first.
Can't think that this batting average is going to be this bad. I think he's going to pick it up, and the power is really just going to just follow. So. I think Soto for me.
I'll do it.
Soto first, then Lindor.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes.
I'm gonna go cry in the corner for a minute.
Oh man!
I thought I said this was a party. Taking my lay off.
What pick are we on, Joe? I can't see.
We are on pick 11.
Pick 11. Okay.
So
this is about the spot where I think Joe mentioned him earlier, even though he's not stealing. Like, I'm thinking about Ronald Acuna because he's already showing the power. The average is there. He's going to bat leadoff, and I know it's been inconsistent. I still think it's better. Like, the Braves lineup is better. Like, from this point to the end of the season, if you told me Ronald Acuna finished in the top 5 in home runs and RBIs and batting average, would that really shock anyone?
Nope.
So probably not.
Absolutely not. No, I think Acuna absolutely needs to be a first round pick at this point. So I am totally fine taking him here. I think he'll start running a little bit, but I really think we're gonna get like a sprinkle of steals from him. Especially if they're not in contention, like they just keep losing. Like, why is he gonna do it? There's just no reason to, in my opinion.
How about a name we haven't talked about yet for this back of the first round pick here? I don't think we talked about him because James Wood is breaking out into being a true superstar for the Nationals.
Looking at him.
We are at 38 runs, so 38 runs, 16 home runs, 45 RBIs, 9 steals, and a 274 batting average. 22 years old, like, that's pacing for a 30 homer, nearly like 25 steal season with a pretty good batting average. You have to at least consider it in the next few picks here. I'm not saying maybe you guys can convince me elsewhere, but I'd take James Wood way ahead of Pete Crow Armstrong.
Well, I was going to say that. Like, you're talking about, and I know James Wood played a bunch more last year than PCA, but like, you're talking about small sample size from PCA. It's very similar sample size for James Wood. Why do you believe it more for James Wood than you do PCA?
Let's see here. James Wood strikeout percentage 27. What is Pete Crow Armstrong's? Pete Crow Armstrong. isn't actually that bad. I don't know. I just don't get it. I can't figure him out, dude. And if I
I
can't
can't
figure him
either,
out,
but you can't deny the production at some point. It's
I
like
know.
it just
I
keeps
know.
going.
It does. He should be soon. I will say that he should be soon.
Dude, I mean, you give me Pete Crow Armstrong and like a Hunter Brown or Max Fried on the 12 the back end turn here. I think I'd be perfectly happy with that at this point.
Or just
I don't know who else I was taking.
PCA and James Wood and get the best
You
of
could.
both of
You
those
could.
worlds.
We could.
I mean, in
trying to
5
think of what
outfielder,
other-
it wouldn't shock me to see somebody.
Al Riley. Do we do it?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's gonna go in the first 2 rounds here. I will make
Oh,
sure that
yes.
he's gone in the
Yeah.
first 2 rounds. I'm telling you that right now. You can do it. Take
Only
James
other guy I would
Yeah.
say even possible here, because you would do a Pico Armstrong who has speed, would be a Pete Alonso.
Yeah, I was just thinking we have
To
yet to
pair
take
them
first
up.
baseman,
If you're gonna
so-
take a non-power, if you're not gonna take a speed option here, it's Rafael Devers, dude. Like if I'm taking a non-speed option, I'm taking Rafael Devers because he plays first base as opposed to Pete Alonso playing, or because he plays third as opposed to Pete Alonso playing first. And I think his average is going to be better too. Like I'm taking Rafael Devers before I'm taking Pete Alonso.
Okay. So where are we headed here? I don't know. I'm kind of
Take
leaning
James Wood and take
PCA
PCA.
here.
yeah,
All right, do both of them.
let's just
That's
do
what I
that
was
for
thinking.
now. Now we don't have to talk about them anymore.
Thank God.
They're off the board.
Moment of silence for the fact that we no longer have to talk about PCA the rest of the 2025 fantasy baseball season.
I'll just make sure to find some way to like drop it in.
Sneak him in when we're talking football. Hey, how's
Yeah.
PCA doing this week? Oh, hey, thanks.
Oh,
Another 6
gosh.
bombs. It's like,
The weekly
Yeah,
fantasy
sorry.
football update
Seems
on
like-
Pete Crow
seems like a-
Armstrong.
Seems like a first dynasty league from Jason Duffy here. In first dynasty league where Jesus Made and Connor Griffin are out there, I'm in 8th place. When should I stash those two on my active for next year to beat the rush?
So it must be like extremely shallow dynasty league because like Jesus Made is a top 10 prospect at this point, but he is in
they're a long ways away.
low
right?
A.
Both of
Yeah,
them,
he is in
actually.
low A, but like the comparisons are all there for infielder Jackson Churio. But you're probably looking at we're in 2025, 2020, maybe the very end of 2077, more likely 2028. And Connor Griffin just got drafted last year. He has some strikeout issues, but otherwise that's the O'Neill Cruz starter kit, right? Because he's also on Pittsburgh too. So like you should have them on your team. If you're in 8th place and you don't think you're going to compete, like
Mhm.
yeah, go for it. But just realize it's going to be a while.
Yeah. That's tough to stash them on your active roster though, because
I missed that. Yeah, that is tough. Yeah.
That's like one of those like keeper dynasty type leagues. I was in
Mhm.
one of those, and it's hard where you like if you pick up a guy, they can't go in your minor league spots.
So who did we pick
All
here?
Coming back around here, I think I did take James Wood. I guess I didn't hit the
Yeah.
refresh button. We just really want to see the Fantrax logo like constantly during this show.
Brought to you by Fantrax.
Yes.
Product placement.
All right, so this team took Acuna.
This is the team that shoots for all the upside. Then you already mentioned him once. Like you need some speed. If Acuna's not going to do it, he might be slowing down. But I'm not letting Fernando Tatis fall much further.
Yeah. I
Uh,
mean the speed is there, man, but like I don't know, man. Something seems wrong with him. Like this isn't good. He hasn't even hit a home run in June so far. We're on June 12th.
yeah.
Something
mean-
feels off with him. I'm not sure I can buy it yet, man. He's terrifying to me right now.
I might lean O'Neill Cruz here. The average is god awful, but the steals are better than Tatis. The RBIs are right there, one better.
Was-
Homers are the same, and runs he's a little under. But I would attribute that to the fact that Pittsburgh sucks.
That's the big problem with him, is that his
changing?
But
his
if
counting stats with him are not going to be there. RBI and runs for him are going to be really low.
I mean,
so that's a huge attributing factor to him not getting drafted right here, in my opinion.
I don't completely disagree with Tatis, but I think if you're looking for outfield and then can gain that position eligibility for short, and then find a fill-in later for one of those two, I don't hate it. I mean, it might be a bit of a reach, but
I mean, if you're looking at
what I would do to justify it.
I mean, if you're looking at Tatis, I mean, Churio's got to be in the conversation too. It's basically the same.
He's
just
right there.
better, actually more RBIs too.
More RBIs.
And he's been at least still producing as of late, to where Tatis has been a ghost.
Yeah, Churio went cold like a few weeks ago, but then he didn't stay cold. Like he was
super
kind of short-lived.
He is very streaky. He was a guy who watches near every one of their games. He's incredibly streaky. He hit a home run tonight, I saw. So, like, this is roughly where he was going during draft season too. Is like back into the first, early part of the second, and I guess he's delivered on it. It just feels. He's one of those players that's going to be extremely frustrating to use at times, kind of like Ellie De La Cruz, but at the end of the season, I think it's all going to be there.
Yeah. I could do Churio.
Churio's fine.
I mean, we're looking at only hitters right now. Like, is this a spot where?
Oh no, Zach! I'm about to bring up Zach Wheeler shortly. Here. We're getting to Zach Wheeler soon.
Getting there. Just getting there.
So Churio or Tatis?
Churio's fine. You can go Churio first if you want.
I would do Churio first.
All right. So next up, we got Lindor here, sitting at team 10. So you're talking pitcher here. You're talking some Zach Wheeler. Very similar strikeout numbers to Skubal. He is one of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skubal 7. One of 7 pitchers with over 100 strikeouts on the year. Yeah. His ERA is a whole point higher. It seems incredible, but that's still phenomenal. So you would bank on Wheeler going forward more than like a Hunter Brown. Yeah, I mean, just
I mean,
pedigree, absolutely.
The track record is just pristine, and like AJ said, there's still, God willing, Hunter Brown will pitch 200 innings this season. I'd be shocked if he did, but Zach Wheeler has made 30 plus starts in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Like, he's just a rock solid option who does exactly what you expect from him. So I'll take.
I mean, Hunter Brown pitched 170 last year. Like, we could see.
It's better than I thought.
Yeah, that's good for him.
We could see him go
sure
the distance here. But I agree with you. It would be Wheeler if it's a pitcher. If it's a hitter, you could you could go Devers, you could go Alonso.
Wheeler's basically had 3 bad games this year, and 2 of them were against Atlanta, which I don't love. But both of those starts, I'm pretty sure he went up against Chris Sale too. They both got lit up in early April.
I remember one. Yeah,
but then a couple weeks ago in Philly, Sale absolutely dominated him. So, obviously I'm all for Wheeler. So,
Wheeler.
Yeah.
All right, Wheeler. It is.
I mean, this team's going to have to be looking outfield soon, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up over here to Team 9, who drafted Juan Soto first. Again, I think we're just talking about a lot of the same guys. The Alonsos, the Tatis, the Devers, those are the types of guys that I would be leaning on right now.
Well, let's burn through some of these guys we already talked about. So, like, you've got Soto, you already banked average. You've got not a ton of speed. You got some power, but like, if you want to add speed, is this where you take Tatis then for the speed, or do you take O'Neal Cruz?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind Cruz here either because average will start climbing and continue to climb with Soto, so that's going to pick you up there. And you do get that speed, some power.
Hard to take Cruz, man. Look at his
I
RBI total.
I know, man.
13 home runs and 29 RBI. That is disgusting.
I mean,
it's not going to get much better.
I can tell you what I would take. I would take Rafael Devers here. That's who I would take.
I like Devers.
He's been crushing it. That's for sure. His splits here. He's hit another 2. I mean, now his batting average is down to 216 this month so far. So there's that. But and look, he does have a steal. Yeah,
you're gonna. This team's gonna be the one that has to like take Chandler Simpson later on and then say like,
right,
maybe he'll get called
right.
back up. Maybe he'll get called back up. Jose Caballero stealing 6 bases a week right now for the Rays.
Yeah.
So I think Devers. That's where I'm voting.
I'm good with that.
You're not going to take the league leader in an RBI.
Doubling up on power.
Does the league leader in RBI play third base?
No, but I mean,
the league leader
in
RBIs.
I just don't like.
And Alonso.
Do you want 2 Mets? 2?
I mean, maybe this guy's a complete
Why not?
homer.
Maybe he's a super homer.
Yeah.
This is Mr. Met. Speaking of Mr. Met, hold on.
Tell me what position is
today? Hold on. Did you all see the first pitch today at the Mets game by that WWE girl?
Oh yeah, dude. It was like it sailed.
She airmailed it into the stands, like, and then the greatest part was she put out a tweet like, "I'm just trying to do my best 50 Cent impression," like, just boom, nailed it. That a girl, whatever your name is, Tiffany Stratton.
Stratton threw it out.
Tiffany Stratton, it says.
Like,
so
tell me what first baseman you're excited to get later, like after Alonso. I mean, maybe Freeman, but Freeman's power isn't quite there. The average is amazing.
Bryce
Naylor, but
Naylor's been pretty freaking solid. Soderstrom's streaky at this point. I had a hard fall from Grace.
That list is all right. Third base is actually Devers, Machado. I mean, Suarez is still sitting there. Batting average crushes you. Caminero has been really good. Riley's still sitting there, not crushing it, but like I almost kind of think third base is slightly deeper than first. I mean, Alonso might be the play.
Yeah,
it would have been a whole lot better if Bregman had been healthy, right? Like,
wow. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me again.
Bregman was.
I feel like we could have. I feel like I get reminded about Alex Bregman and Jordan Westberg way too often on the show. Although Jordan Westberg back and crushing bombs.
Jordan Westberg has been awesome. I snagged him.
And there we go. We have Westberg later.
Jordan Westberg and Addison Barger.
Yeah.
Why is snagged Westberg? He wasn't.
I couldn't believe he wasn't on. Somebody didn't stash him, or somebody had him, and then they dropped him instead of stashing him. I think the guy who had him had like 6 people on IL.
Westberg's not the one to drop.
No,
I am. That's a weird decision.
Yeah, I was all for it. Again, it's a 10-team league though, so
what? Yeah,
right,
I mean,
so what are we doing here? I'm on board with Alonso. You get the Met connection.
The Met connection.
He's not slowing down, man. I mean, look at this.
No,
this June is incredible. 349, 6 bombs, like not slowing down.
I mean, he's
hitting.
What
do you think Pete Alonso's going to make this offseason?
He's hitting cleanup right behind Soto. So I mean,
do it.
He's going to be getting. Soto's runs will be coming from Alonso's RBIs.
I think I'm going Alonso here, and we can just go right back and just get Devers next. I'd be totally fine with that. I think they do deserve to be right here.
Take Devers.
So we'll go Devers next.
Is Devers your first hitter though? I mean,
I'd be fine with that. You just got to get steals later. So this one's got Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean he's helping you in everything else. So
I got one
I
for
don't
Ellie.
know.
I got a perfect fit for Ellie De La Cruz. You already banked the speed. You've got the power. Your average blows. You go and draft Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Who's not doing what you
I
want
don't
right
care.
now.
I don't care. The power, it is all there. It just is not. He's just not elevating the ball. Like if he
That's
starts-
been a thing for
I
him
know.
for
Yeah.
his whole career.
I mean his average is
Do we
there.
really think it's
no
not
home runs in June right now. Ugh, God,
God, Freeman
killing me.
But you want Vlad over Freeman? I mean,
That is a
lineup
good
wise,
that is a tough
alone, I would lean
I mean,
Freeman.
the only reason why you take Vlad over Freeman at this point is you just think Vlad's going to go on a tear, which
he could.
He could.
don't
He's done
totally
it before.
disagree.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
I'm
totally
not.
disagree that he would.
I mean, he's hitting second.
Well,
He just doesn't have a lot behind him. Like Barger, we were already talking about that.
That is
like
future MVP Addison Barger.
Yeah,
Let's
I mean,
calm down here.
I like Barger, but he's not
Expected batting average
not a world beater.
325. Like
For Vlad?
for Vlad.
Oh, yeah, no.
He just crushes it. I don't know. The hard hit rate's there, 54 percentile. He's crushing the ball, but the home runs aren't there. But once again, Vlad ends the year with 30 home runs. Anybody surprised? He's at 8.
No.
No.
But that's not what we thought we were getting from him.
But
what did he get last
so
year?
Freeman hits one spot back. He's hitting third. He's got more chances for RBIs with Shoei and Betts in front of him, although we already talked about Betts being kind of down.
So Vlad did hit 30 exactly last year.
Yeah. I mean, and then you've
103 RBI.
You've got
It's
some
crazy good.
matchup of Will Smith and Teoscar and Muncy behind Freeman. So the runs could still be there. I would lean Freeman personally, but
I would lead Vlad.
Man,
So
can
you break it up. Joe, you're the break point. Unless you got somebody else you're throwing
possibly
out.
go back and say I messed up pick 8. I was forgetting about Gunner.
I haven't forgotten about Gunner. I am not forgetting about Gunner.
That would have been one where like these teams needed the speed also, and Gunner's already got the 8 steals. That would have been actually pretty solid. I didn't think about that, but Ellie's obviously the thing about Ellie definitely doesn't want it. I'm good with Vlad. I mean, it's Vlad.
Let me throw it in. Can I throw out one more name here? I know that I'm just throwing out random names here, but the other name who provides average and power and plays second base is Ketel Marte.
I was just looking at him.
Ketel Marte has to come up here soon as well, because that is a true difference maker at his position. Like we'll get to
and people are looking at his counting stats right now and going, "Oh, but he's only got 22 RBI." He was hurt.
He was hurt, and you already talked about
time.
Eventually, Corbin Carroll's going to stop hitting home runs every 6 minutes, and he'll be on base for Ketel Marte to knock him in. And he's got you're getting plus average. You're going to get power at second base. You're going to get the counting stats will be there. He's not going to steal a ton of bases, but one of the rare true difference makers at a position is Ketel Marte at second base.
Yeah, and second base does pretty much blow as we sort of assumed.
I mean, yeah, if we're picking somebody who's batting second in the order, I may lean Ketel over Vlad. I mean, the other thing to look at for him is, the RBIs are down for sure, but like the steals are way down. But yeah, I mean, he doesn't run that much.
No, he doesn't run anymore.
Yeah. So that's not a big deal then. But I mean, his K percentage is so low. I mean, his walk percentage is 15.5. Yeah,
I vote Vlad, followed by Ketel. AJ votes Freddie Freeman.
I would do either.
I'll go Vlad. I think Vlad can pick it up here. We saw it last year. What a mistake. Sorry, man. It's no Alec Boehm.
Oh man.
Look, that's round 3. Okay, round 3.
So Bobby Witt here also,
He does everything. It's really hard to mess up a pick with if you already have a Bobby. Like from this point to the end, it's really hard to make a bad pick because these guys are providing everything. So
now it's it's trying to find. I mean, do we think Betts picks it up? That's a tough one. Tatis, does he get it going? Julio, does he stop being hot, cold, hot, cold? Right now it's cold, sort of.
I wouldn't go Julio here.
Although he's some outfield. Durand not crushing it with power. So I mean, this would almost be like the Bobby, like the mini Bobby Witt of the outfield here with Durand. That would be kind of an interesting pick. I would say you would want a little bit more of a power bat with this if you're going.
You want more homers here and a little bit more RBI. I mean, his RBIs are still decent.
Okay, Raleigh. Sorry, let's sneezed a little bit there.
Yeah.
I still don't know if I could do that with a catcher. The catcher this early would be wild.
Honestly,
I mean, who are we? The Fantrax auto draft? Gosh,
this could be quite the pairing though, because if you're looking at what Witt gives you versus what Raleigh gives you,
hey, Raleigh's got 7 steals already. Don't
I know?
That's
That's
amazing.
what I'm saying.
Like
You're
25 home runs.
they all came in. I'm pretty sure they oh no, they've been kind of sprinkled in. I had no idea.
You're getting solid help in steals. You're not crushing yourself with average, and the homers are complete polar opposites. The RBIs are there for both of them, and the runs are there for both of them. I mean, I don't hate that actually. Like, if you want shock
trying
and
to
awe,
look and maybe he's slowing down. No, he's already got 4 bombs in June. Never mind.
if you want shock and awe, you would be thrilled to be sitting.
I don't hate it. I mean,
dude, if you're sitting in the 6 hole and Bobby Witt falls to you as it is, and for valid reasoning, as we've already discussed, but then you can lock up arguably the best catcher in the game right now. Like, yeah.
Arguably one of the best hitters in the game right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right now?
Sorry, that's what I meant. Best hitters right now at the catcher position, because it's so weak as it is.
Yeah, I would say only other you could argue go get Fried or Brown at this point too.
Where's Skeens on that list? Because if I'm taking a pitcher, I'm taking Paul Skeens next.
I think my problem with Paul Skeens is that it is a wins league.
Yeah.
Normal rotisserie, and he kills me. He gets destroyed with not getting wins. I get the talent.
So Jacob DeGrom with the Mets, never getting any run support. I'm sorry, I'm not saying to look up DeGrom. I'm just saying that's where we're at with Skeens. He's just not getting anything, but.
Yeah.
Personally, I think I'd take a tell here. If I had this team and I already banked it, I just
that's probably
the power spot, and it's kind of the same thing as Cal Raleigh, except instead of catcher, I'm taking the second baseman and just banking the good average. I already got steals
in the middle
with
infield.
Witt.
Yeah, locking that middle infield up, which we know can be a tough spot to get. So that's a good one. All right, so this team here, pick 5, took Kyle Tucker. So coming back around. So another power speed guy with Tucker. I mean, this could be pitcher. This could be really anything. You're building just building your team.
I kind of think this could be pitcher. I would.
Manny Machado is a name who I think goes under the radar here.
That's true.
I'm thinking Fernando Tatis.
He's been awesome.
I can't let him fall much further. What other player left there can finish in the top 5? Is there anybody else that's there that can finish in the top 5 other than Fernando Tatis? Julio Rodriguez?
No. I just don't have enough faith in Julio.
Do we think that Tatis can finish in the top 5?
Machado could be close.
He doesn't steal bases. Well, I guess he's stolen a few.
He's got 8. He's already got 8 this year.
But I mean, and you already have 17 with Tucker, so you're not crushing yourself by going with a Machado here. an average is awesome.
Yeah, it keeps getting better every month. which is weird.
I mean,
Take
he's
it back.
got a
There's
ton of
one other
runs.
player
He's
who
in a
could finish
good
in the top
lineup.
5, and that is Gunnar Henderson. Like the only other player who could finish in the top
Right.
5 other than
And
Tatis
see, he
is
doesn't
Gunnar
show up at the
Henderson.
top of this list here because he was hurt
Yeah.
for so long. So I need to sort of buy. Yeah, so Gunnar Henderson, Mookie Betts, and I mean Mookie could make a run for it. We know he could too. So that's another name not to
Mookie could
forget.
be interesting. Yeah.
I mean, the Orioles
they're starting to pick
are
up back
playing
up.
better. They're not awesome quite yet, but they are getting better. Gunner's playing pretty great. I mean, considering he missed what? He missed like the entire first month, right?
Right?
Yeah.
I would say you can take Gunnar Henderson. That's fine.
Wait, what? Oh no, Gunnar. No, he didn't. He started playing April 4th.
No,
but but like remember he didn't have a spring, so like the whole first like few weeks like basically was his spring training. It took a while for him to get going. So his splits here. Looking at his splits. So April batted 228, last month 275. Now he's batting 389.
Okay.
The power came on pretty much late April for him. So it's been a slow grind, and then May was just awful for the Orioles for most of it. So not much counting stats for him, but he did everything he possibly could. Team's kind of turning around. I actually wouldn't hate going Gunnar here.
I'm fine with Gunnar.
I think I'll pull the trigger on that one.
I'm good with that.
Let's try to rifle through some more of these here.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that we were at a 101 here for time.
It's our last baseball show, man. Don't cut.
I know. So
party.
Sure. So yeah, Corbin Carroll. I mean, pitchers here. You know, you are looking at obviously the same three we've been talking about. Garrett Crochet could be up there as well. He's been just crazy good. I just have a hard time believing he's going to go.
I don't think he's going to have
100.
the innings.
I mean, 146 innings. He could get to 170, I think, easily, which is good. Don't get me wrong; it's fine. Chris Sale has been so much better lately. Just so much better. He started out pretty rough. April was not kind to him, but he has been the Chris Sale that you were hoping as of when the calendar turned to May. So he's up there. Obviously, I like the Hunter Browns, the Max Frieds. Those kind of guys are good. Hitters for me.
Where's Yamamoto on that list? Go back to pitchers for a sec.
So this is ADP by score.
Look at all those relievers.
Hilarious. So he's right by Crochet.
Yeah. Right by Crochet.
Okay.
Also solid.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna go
Corbin Carroll, so let's talk about Corbin Carroll real quick. So with Corbin Carroll, we kind of think the power will slow down, right?
Yeah.
You know, the speed will stay there. Batting average will be all right. So do you go with somebody who you know can get you a little bit more power? You know, maybe the Mannies try to hope the Tatis can pick it back up here. Those types of guys, or go lock down your first pitcher and see who comes back.
I mean, can we make the case for Raleigh here?
I don't know if I can do it.
I know you can't, but I mean, average, they're right in line. So you're not necessarily gaining, but you're not.
What's Cal Riley's expected batting average? Who's got that pulled up?
I got it. I can pull that up. Cal Raleigh expected batting average. Let's go Statcast. 256.
Okay, so not much lower.
Yeah,
it's there. Now we got a question here: Soto or Pete Crow? I'm going Soto.
Soto.
Yeah. A whole lot closer than I thought it would ever be, but yeah. Uncle Ted over here, MVPCA, aka Crow Armstrong. Thanks. Yeah, I have. Is that a shot at us? Because we deserve it. Holy cow, we've been trying to say it's not a thing forever. It
Eat
just keeps
Crow
happening.
Armstrong.
I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
That might be the
I had to
best
put
thing
that
I've
one
ever heard.
all up there. That's a good one, Ted.
All right. I mean, I'd be fine pitcher here if you're gonna poo my rally, but
If this were a
my
two
rally
catcher
for rally.
league, if this were a two catcher league, absolutely Cal Riley, like possibly first round for Cal Riley at this point in the two catcher league, but
yeah.
single catcher league, I still can't do it. I mean,
So if we're going pitcher, are you taking Hunter Brown here?
I think I would go Fried.
I would go. I'm still taking Paul
solely because of the lineup.
For me, it's in a wins league, Corey. I think it is Brown. You can't, man. Then you're chasing wins later. It's so hard. Skeens has been good, but I mean, Paul Brown arguably has been.
Paul Brown, great player. Also Hunter Brown.
Hunter Brown has arguably been.
You have two pitchers in the top of the wins right now. Fried at 9 and Rodon at 8. What is that telling you? The Yankees are winning games with their pitchers. So, I mean, I would go.
Look at this, man. He's been going 7 2/3, 8. Still can't get wins. He lost this game.
It's so weird. It's unbelievably irritating. I just think that
he lost that game because
it's such a fluky stat. Like,
yeah, it is.
It's such a fluky stat.
Terrible.
Like, if Skeens rolled off 7 straight wins, once again, that could happen easily. So, like, I'm just gonna bank on the fact that Paul Skeens' ERA and WHIP and strikeouts are gonna be there for me, and maybe he does end with 7 wins.
Look at his 2 games against Philly. Like,
oops, sorry,
he dominated.
He's
unbelievable. Both of those games.
He's unbelievable. So, like, I'll take Paul Skeens, and if the wins are
feel like we're looking at
that was a battle with him and McAble in his first big league game, and he got outdueled randomly by McAble and took the loss.
Yeah, I just feel like we're looking at like a Felix Hernandez type season from him. Maybe not quite as good, but man, it's leaning that way. And at least his innings are starting to get up, man. There was a stretch, man, where it was like, is he ever gonna go past 6? And like it was just felt like he was kind of like 6.15, 6. You know, it was like weird.
He's still kind of there. A couple 8s, but
8, 6 2/3, 8.
Yeah, but it's better. But I would be fine with either Fried or Brown here.
You're Fried or Brown. You're not. Oh, sorry, you're Fried or Brown. I thought you were saying Skeens or Brown.
No,
so go with Brown. You guys are both on Brown. Go with Brown. It's fine. You can be wrong. It's fine.
I mean, we're not, but okay. The only wrong here is that we're not going for Cal Raleigh.
That's probably true.
I think the one I will say the one concerning thing, and I do roster him. And now that I'm thinking about it more with Brown, he's been walking a lot of guys the last couple of games.
Yeah,
and that's concerning. He's gotten out of it, thankfully, with not a lot to show for it, thankfully. But
I'm not gonna lie, I would take Garrett Crochet before I would take Hunter Brown. I would take Garrett Crochet. Like,
I mean, I feel like the innings could be similar.
I think they could be similar. Like, I think that he's going to absolutely destroy Hunter Brown in strikeouts. I think the wins are comparable. I think, like, before I would take Hunter Brown, I would take Garrett Crochet. But if you guys want to go Hunter Brown, that's fine.
I mean, I still think I would take Fried over both of them personally, but I feel like we've come to an impasse.
I have.
Joel's in control of the board.
The more I am thinking about it, I do kind of think Skeens might be the play here. Just go with the better pitcher and just worry about wins later. That's kind of been my mantra like forever.
Just add Brandon Pfaadt. He'll be off of waivers because he's terrible, and he's got like 8 wins.
I don't know why I would go away from that. So I think Skeens is the guy here. A ton of guys you can go for there. It's good.
Okay.
So Jose Ramirez here.
I mean, obviously you already locked up third
Yeah.
Somewhat deep, not really, but I think at this point you got to lock up catcher. The rally cry for
Can I
rally.
just draft him so I don't have to talk about him anymore?
Rally for rally.
On.
Yeah, no.
I think you get an outfielder.
I would lean outfield here.
Whether that's I think I would just go with Mookie Betts or Fernando Tatis.
I'm kind of leaning that way with Mookie.
Yeah,
I know it's been
like
irritating with him. It's just I don't know what's going on. He's just like 1 for 5, 1 for 5, over 2, 1 for 5. Like what is going on?
Yeah,
it's not been great. You just gotta imagine like it's just gonna. It's almost like it's almost like they're just bored. Like they know they don't have to try super hard type of thing. It's like, yeah, we're saving it for the playoffs.
Yeah, either that or they're like, hey Mookie, we're gonna get you into June, and then we're gonna Dodger you, and you'll get a little bit of a rest, and then when you come back, that's when you can pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, and, it also could be a thing where like, I mean, he is full time at a new position this year, so like maybe that's a thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. But
I just like we're talking about a quote bad start for Mookie Betts, and he's on pace for nearly 150 runs scored, like with 25 home runs, 15 steals, and a 270 average. Like when that is your bad stretch, that's a pretty good player.
Yeah, I'll take it. So we got Shohei Ohtani, who is that utility spot. So that does
hurt.
Factor in here with decisions later in this draft.
Basically,
he's
every
not,
position is open.
These next two, because they're not stealing quite as much as like Ramirez and Carroll, Tucker, Witt, like Ellie De La Cruz, like I think you have to consider one of the guys that can get steals, whether that's, Duran, Tatis, Cruz.
Yeah,
these guys all have the like Ohtani's got the average, Aaron Judge has the average. They'll get some steals, but like I want someone who's going to
I was thinking Tatis here.
That's fine.
Because it does fit. It does fit that team a lot. He's got the speed. Aaron Judge, pair him up with
the Aaron Judge O'Neal Cruz pairing has to happen. You eat the bad average on O'Neal Cruz, you get all the steals. Aaron Judge's average makes that fine, and then
I'm good with that.
And then you get the power.
Or you just say screw it and go Cal Riley. Get all. Well,
I'm about to talk about Cal Riley at the next pick because I think that's where we take Cal Riley. First pick of round 3.
That's a hell of a turn.
Not losing home runs.
Aaron Judge, O'Neal Cruz, Cal Riley. Kyle Tucker went 5. Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Sorry. Oh my gosh.
Pick up the pace and just go with the obvious of O'Neal Cruz.
All right, O'Neal Cruz, and then I mean, so okay. Realistically, though, like first pick of the 3rd round,
I think it's
you taking one of these elite pitchers, or you're still waiting.
I would keep waiting. Like the next one to me is Garrett Crochet, and like I take Cal Riley over him at this point. There's other hitters I take over him at this point too. So I'm fine waiting, but we could do it. Like you take a hitter here if you want. Or
yeah, I'd be okay taking a pitcher, but I think just locking up power and some decent speed is how I would want to do it. You can hunt for wins.
Cal Riley's DHing a lot, right? Like because he plays almost every day.
Doesn't matter though. He's catcher eligible.
No, I get it, but like he's not behind the plate every day, right? There's no way.
Oh no.
He's a switch hitting monster, Joe. It doesn't matter where he's on the field. He's DH 14 times.
Okay.
So yes, when he's not catching, he's also like the best defensive catcher in the game. I don't know if we've ever said that. Like he's incredible back there. So when he's not playing catcher, they DH him because his bat's too valuable to take out of the lineup. So he's on pace. They've played. He's played in 66 games. The Mariners have played 67 games. So he's had 1 day off all season.
So hear me out here. You go with somebody
upper lower body injury too, so
kind of a safer option, but somebody who I think could really help this team out because yes, you've got Judge and the incredible average and the incredible power. You got Cruz who has really terrible average, good speed, hitting the ball, pretty hard himself. But you go with somebody a little more stable here in a Manny Machado who helps bring that average back up because as we know, ratios are really hard to find. And like if you get buried in ratios, it's hard to catch up in those. So get a little bit more stable in the batting average, knowing that that's a position that is, or a category that's hard to find later on. And it's third base, which we know kind of blows.
Yeah, I'm going to take. You're still getting about the same in steals. The homers drop off. Obviously, you're banking on Judge getting all of the homers. But I mean, Cruz can get him too. So I don't.
If I'm going for stability, it's not Manny Machado though. Like I understand the argument, but it's not like I take Freddie Freeman. We haven't still taken Freddie Freeman. We talked about Freddie Freeman a long time ago. He can easily stabilize my batting average and get the power, and he's going to bat behind Shohei Ohtani. Or I take Jack. Like honestly, if I was going to take a Padre and I wanted to stabilize my team, I take Jackson Merrill. Jackson Merrill's still batting above 300. He missed time with some injuries. Like he needs to start thinking about coming off the board here soon too. I think those two are like. It's not that I dislike the pick of Manny Machado, but Manny Machado to me falls into this like big third base glob of Austin Riley, Manny Machado, Junior Caminero. And I just think I don't know if Manny Machado is a difference maker at that. Like,
I think it's the bankable batting average with Manny that helps out. Yeah. It's kind of like why you're talking about Freeman right now. Yeah, but it's why you talk about it with Freddie Freeman.
Sure.
And Manny goes, in my opinion, a little bit over Freddie Freeman because he does have the speed. It's not like Freddie Freeman's hitting 35 bombs anymore. Like that's not his.
How many steals? Freeman steals bases, doesn't he? He has in the past. I don't know if he's done it. I don't have Freddie Freeman anywhere this year.
Yeah,
I think Freeman has 0 right now.
Oh, really? Because he stole like last year. 0. I think he chipped in 10 steals.
Yeah, okay. 0.
So he's just not running. Okay.
347 average. I mean, with Freeman, you're basically winning average.
Aaron Judge and Freddie Freeman. It's 390 and 347 between the two of them or whatever it is. Like, sorry, O'Neal Cruz is suddenly like a 300 hitter just because you have these other two guys bombing up.
Yeah.
Like, pulls it all together.
It's like, hey, I got to pick it up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pitcher too. You could go Chris Sale. You could Crochet. Those guys.
I think I would still go hitter over them, though.
Yep. It's a hitter to me.
Churio, whichever one you want out there, or did we? Or no, we took Churio.
We took Churio.
Yeah, sorry, I'm blanking on that. Where do you guys want to go? You guys pick.
Freddie Freeman.
Freeman, I'm good with that.
I can't type. Oh my gosh, what have I done?
Jesus, there's no symbol in his name. What do you?
I don't know what's going on.
Freddie Free, man.
Yeah.
Free
this man.
All right.
Okay. What pick are we
on? Now the Shohei on
Shohei and Tatis. Woo!
Shohei owner's pissed because he wanted the double stack of Freeman and Ohtani.
Kind of think you're forced to go hitter here because Ohtani's that utility and just it really hamstrings what you're doing here. And maybe Ohtani starts pitching later. So maybe you helped yourself out. Although, hard to start him in pitcher.
How about just the let's ride or die team and just take Julio Rodriguez here? Just let's ride or die and see if we can get all these guys.
Yeah.
Because if it all hit, like Shohei Ohtani, top 5 player, Fernando Tatis, top 5 player, Julio Rodriguez, top 10 player. And this is about the time of the year when Julio Rodriguez decides that he wants to start hitting from like the middle of June through the end of the season when he hits 300.
Which he does.
I know.
A lot. Yeah, I mean, I've still got Julio Rodriguez ranked pretty high, even though it's tough. You know it's coming, and you know he's gonna have these stretches where it's like, oh my gosh, he's like the best player in baseball. So
What has he
I
actually
feel
done this season? I do not have Julio anywhere. He is
it.
at 42 runs, 10 home runs, 34 RBIs, 11 steals, 262. That's actually not as bad as he's been at other. I feel like he's been worse than that.
It's
Like,
just he
that's
just goes
back
on
to
the
a-
stretches. where
It's back to like
ugh.
a 30-30 pace, essentially. It's a little below it, but it's not far off.
So we need to find another 32-year-old player for this team because I believe he's 32 and Mookie Betts is 32. We got any more? What's Kyle Schwarber? 32.
32,
Yeah.
But he's also utility. Oh, never
No,
mind.
but
That was
different
last.
team,
Yeah,
different
you
team.
could do that.
Oh my gosh. I was
I
kind of
mean-
kidding, but I mean that was pretty comical that actually happened.
I mean, he's got a few steals. You know, you're already getting steals with these two. Well, not really Mookie right now, but Ramirez
yes, that doesn't work.
is helping you there. I mean, the power's obviously there with Schwarber. Average.
This is a team I would look at a pitcher.
Yeah.
This is the team I would look at.
That's what I was initially thinking.
They've already got you have a decent floor in all 5 categories. Jose Ramirez sets it. Mookie Betts gives you the floor. You have all 5 categories pretty solidly locked up right here. Like, I want a difference-making pitcher. To me, it's Garrett Crochet. If you guys want to take, I know you guys like Hunter Brown more. That's fine. Take Hunter Brown. But
I mean, I'm actually starting to lean more Crochet or Sale. Sale gets a little hurt because the Braves just can't seem to put it together. But you know, we saw what Sale did last year, and it's just incredible. So
I'm fine with
kind of lean him. I'm trying to look at my rankings. I do have Crochet over Sale. So
I mean, Sale only got 4 wins.
Is Sale 32?
He's 36.
I
know. We're ruining it. It's Rodon. Not that I would do Rodon. Rodon's 32. Yeah. I knew he was up there.
I mean, he's got over 100 Ks. He's got an under 3 ERA. He's got 8 wins. I mean, it fits. It fits everything we need here. 32. And all that good stuff.
I still think I'm thinking Crochet and Sale. Like, if it's a real, like, who we're picking at this point, it's Crochet.
5'8".
Yeah, I'm taking Crochet.
Point flip, AJ, Crochet.
5'10". Wait, we've got 5'8", we've got 5'10", and then Rodon is 6'2".
Paredes
So we average out at 5'10", right? Sort of.
Harper, he's 32.
No.
Uncle Ted over here.
Yeah. I'm fine with Crochet.
No, Uncle Ted, we're doing a 12-team mock here, mid-season mock. Sorry, it's just I zoomed in so you could hopefully see it a little bit better, but it is 12. Sorry. So you said Crochet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do that. Try to get here to the end of the third. Let's just try to get here on that. Pick 4. So they've got Skeen, so we are not going there. Carroll. This is one where
I think this is the one. This is the rally for Raleigh team.
Yep. Average is the same.
Mm-hmm.
This was the one I was talking about anyways. Carroll and Raleigh.
I'm just going to do it so we don't have to
basically
talk
the
about him
same.
anymore. I'm done. Oh, yeah, the pick went in. Wow,
Because he's a catcher, man. They've been waiting for it.
So, like,
Pedro's mad at me for not taking him earlier.
keep saying this guy's name and throwing us off. So we're just going to make the draft pick for you.
Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. All right, so this team has Kyle Tucker, Gunnar Henderson. Good base there, man. I like that. I like that start. You could go Chris Sale here. I feel like would be decent. We still have Bryce Harper, assuming we don't think the injury is too bad. We've got. I'm looking at my rankings right now. Some guys who have not gone yet.
Jaron Duran,
Merrill still there.
Bryce Harper, Schwarber. What have we heard? Is there any update? I remember we talked about him a couple weeks ago. Is there any updates on Yordan Alvarez, like, at all?
No, we talked about him last week. Like, it was like,
Oh,
his hand is like 60% healed
yeah.
or whatever. It's
That's
like, wait
too
a minute,
bad,
what?
Like, I would love to take me some Yordan Alvarez, but I just don't. I don't know when you can take him at this point.
Yeah, right now, I mean,
Riley.
pretty much
about
everybody's gone off of my rankings right now, except for Jackson Merrill. And then you start falling into like the Trey Turners and the Austin Rileys and the those guys who, sort of they're okay. Just I don't.
I mean, what about a Naylor here? I mean,
Too early for Naylor.
He kind of fits right in line with what the other two are, though.
How does Josh Naylor have
Better-
9 steals?
Better
kidding me?
average. Steals are right about the same. Well, no, obviously Tucker's.
Because it's the Diamondbacks and they just like to run.
That is an accurate
Yeah.
statement. Yeah.
8 homers, 13 homers,
Kyle Tucker and Gunnar Henderson.
8 homers. I mean, unless we go pitcher here. This seems like a Chris Sale team.
Yeah, that's good.
It kind of does. I kind of like that.
Yep. Yep, that's good.
Let's see, Sale. All right, Bobby Witt Jr., Kettle Marte was the start for Team 6.
This team needs an outfielder.
Outfielder, pretty bad. This screaming Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill, yep. Good.
Yep, that's fine.
Right?
This team also needs an outfielder.
So Team 7 took Ellie De La Cruz, Vlad Guerrero, Duran. We got Suzuki.
I like Duran.
I like Duran. Yeah, I like Duran too for this team.
Yeah.
Although I have a team that has Ellie De La Cruz and Jaron Duran on it, and it's like third from the bottom in steals because literally no one else ever steals a base on that team for me. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Or
well, when you expect like 80 to 90 steals from two guys and they're not on that pace, then that team sucks.
It's been rough.
Yeah, I think Duran fits the bill here because you're going to have the power between the first two guys. You're going to have all the steals with De La Cruz, but you're still getting a decent amount with Duran.
Duran's going to be great in runs scored.
Average, yeah. I like Duran here.
Chisholm.
I was one of the biggest Jazz supporters going into the season. I am just so incredibly frustrated with this guy.
I don't know. Trust me, I don't really like him. But like, if you're talking a spot for him, like this would have been. He needs an outfielder. This would have been a half.
He should go like if we were the 4th round, we would take
an outfielder. Jaron Duran. What?
Yeah.
Why are
is this Duran's not? But like, so Vlad's been disappointing in the power department. Ellie will be fine. You're picking up Duran. You're gonna, you're getting 15 home runs out of him at best.
Okay.
I think. So
Ellie's already at 13.
Okay.
Vlad's going to get to 30.
If I drafted this right now, I'm banking that Ellie De La Cruz and Vlad Jr. are giving me 35 home runs from this point to the end of the season at minimum. Yeah. And if that doesn't happen, then that just doesn't happen. But like you took Vlad Jr., it was for power. So
absolutely. Scooble Endeavors was Team 8.
This team's another outfielder.
This team here was just like crying that Jaron Duran went because could they have used Jaron Duran?
Yeah,
now it's a drop off. You're looking at like Lawrence Butler.
I mean, this
not
team
horrible.
Is hunting steals and is going with Seiya Suzuki.
So I'm looking at ADP, right? So this was ADP coming into the season. Alvarez was up there, Chisholm was up there. Obviously, both dealing with injuries right now.
Yeah,
Altuve, a little early for him for that. Coming around, but has slowed down since that like super hot stretch, like right after you called him a buy low. I was like, wait a minute,
AJ Curse works in weird ways.
4 days, that was nuts. Other guys here, ADP range. We have Trey Turner.
That's the one. That's the one I think. Like it's boring, but he just is. He's another one. Like, but 47 runs, 7 homers, 30 ribbies, 19 steals. He's hitting 300.
It balances perfectly with Devers.
Again,
in my opinion.
Who does?
You're definitely.
It balances perfectly with Devers.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's why I would take Trey Turner here.
That's why I was looking at that too. So Team 9, Soto and Alonso, lots of power. The Mets combo here. Batting average will probably go in the opposite direction for both of these players from where it is right now, but I still think Pete Alonso will be overall fine. So I think you're going to get that kind of bounce out, but the power for this team is going to be crazy good. They're just going to
you're clearly going Kodai Senga here. There's no other option.
Well, I think
Mets homer in full effect.
I think we need
or
to
you could
look
just
this.
do a New York State of Mind and go with Fried or Rodon.
So would this be a team that might, hopefully Chisholm isn't
What about
super
Zach Neto?
injured right now? Neto's been really good. I do like that. He follows down this list because you don't. Neto's been awesome.
Think about
dude.
him.
I stashed him, and dude, he missed the first month.
He did.
And
he's got
absolutely.
10 home runs and 11 steals with a 280 average since he's been back. Like he's just crushing it.
He played 11 games in April and came out immediately. 3 home runs, 3 steals. Like just awesome. Problem is he plays for the Angels, so RBI.
I thought you were just going to stop right there. Like the problem is
Yeah.
he is an angel, not named after a fish. So I tell my friend that one time, like the only angel I draft has got to be named after a fish because Mike Trout. But
No, I like Neto, man. That's somebody you don't really think of at this point, but that's a solid pick, man. I do like it. Like you could have argued him over Turner, honestly.
I mean,
but
I just trust the difference to me. No, go for it.
calendar's turned to June. He's got 1 game without a hit.
Who, Neto?
Yeah.
I'm very
his
aware.
His
I
next
have
closest game was 531, and then the 4 games before that also a hit in each.
I stashed him in the fantasy 6-pack series and loving every minute of it.
I love the counting stats. The reason I would take Trey Turner over him is like the plate discipline. I think Zach Neto has 9 walks to 58 strikeouts right now. Like, so if you're playing an OBP, it's going to be tough. Like, I think the average will probably come down, but he is going to give you the counting stats, and this team needs steals badly. So
sure,
yeah.
I mean that's the only reason why you would have gone Chisholm over there is because probably more steals. Just Chisholm, we already know has been hurt once, looking like he's headed that way again. Oh my gosh.
Yay.
All right.
So, all right. Team 10, Lindor and Zach Wheeler.
I feel like this needs an outfield.
Outfield's not awesome right now. I'm not gonna lie.
It's really not.
Is Schwarber outfield eligible? Because this team could use a power.
Not in this.
No.
That's not how you spell Schwarber. Anyway, no, he's not though. He's utility only. ADP for outfielders, you're looking at like Wyatt Langford, whose batting average has not been great, but counting stats is there. Teoscar Hernandez has been in a little bit of a slump. He started off really hot, but has cooled off tremendously.
Yeah, but I benched him yesterday and he hit a homer, so he's back up to it.
Keep doing that then, man.
You benched him. Wow.
Did he suck? He
does. Have you never played in a league with AJ? He does some weird stuff. I'll be honest with you though, man. Like Teoscar Hernandez would probably be my go-to here.
I don't think
he's gonna bounce. He's gonna bounce back here for a team that needs outfield. That'd be my next outfielder for sure.
Or Bellinger.
No. I would probably just pitch outfield and go with Schwarber, but that's fine. You can take Teoscar. I'm not gonna care too much.
Yeah.
So for a team that does have 2 outfielders, Ronald Acuna and Jackson Chourio, is this the one where you go Schwarber or just tap pitcher here? I don't know.
Like, you're giving team 1 a run for their money with the homers.
I don't know about that. Probably not.
What is?
But yeah. Closer, but
the ADP here, just to let you know, early season was Matt Olson going around here. If not earlier, Schwarber went around here.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fairly decent batting average team, right? Churio's not bad, right?
He's like
257. Right? He was 275 last year, but
it's
Schwarber's not awesome at batting average.
I double up. I go to double up on Braves, I think, and I would go with Austin Riley. That's where I would look. Like, I have some speed already. Oh, also Manny Machado's still there.
I was kind of leaning Machado here.
I forgot we didn't take Manny Machado. This is where I would take Manny Machado. You're talking about solidifying average. Like, Churio's he's not bad, but
yeah, he's not.
Machado can bump up. I'm not going to get. He might chip in a few steals. Acuna chips in a few steals. Churio steals 30. My average is okay. Like, and then I'd probably almost guaranteed take a pitcher with my quick swing around pick here. But
yeah.
We can go Manny. You want to call this the last pick? Do the turn and be done.
It's fine.
We are at an hour 35 here.
Yeah.
So last team here, Pete Crow Armstrong, James Wood. We'll do the double tap here. So 2 outfielders. This could be one where I do think you probably want to go pitcher here because who's coming back to you might not be awesome. You want to get somebody who I think has been reliable. So obviously it's the same talk, right? It's Hunter Brown, it's Max Fried. Those are the 2, in my opinion. You could sort of debate a Jacob deGrom, who's been really good. Yamamoto is in that discussion as well.
Like, are we just hold on?
What?
What is the update on like Logan Gilbert? Because he's coming back, right? Like, he was easily this spot a couple of months ago, and now we're not even talking about him. I think, it doesn't sound. He's making rehab assignments, but it's going to be a few weeks. It sounds like. So, I would probably take. Hunter Brown. This is fine.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Actually, Logan Gilbert, in what was to be expected his 3rd and final rehab start, he'll return from the IL next Monday. Wow.
So he had 30 innings, 44 strikeouts with a 2.37 ERA and a .79 WHIP when he got hurt.
Yeah.
And he was pretty much universally thought of as a top 5 option. But I don't know. Is coming off injury, would you rather just take the guy who's been doing it or the guy who's coming off injury? That's tough. That's a tough call that anybody's going to have to make. So
I would take the guy who's been doing it. Because, I mean, it's an elbow. Obviously, we've seen what Cole Reagans has had to deal with this year. And he was easily, a top 3 round pick, I feel like.
If Cole Reagans wasn't hurt, I would have argued for Cole Reagans back when we were.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If Cole Reagans wasn't hurt, like I could argue for Michael King in this spot, but his stupid shoulder is annoying too. Like, there are so many hurt pitchers. George Kirby looked great, but he's only done it 1 out of 3 starts. His last start with was it 14 strikeouts he delivered in the last start.
I mean, you want to get wild, man. Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't hate it. I know I've said that forever.
Bring up Yamamoto. Like, because we don't talk about wins.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest knock for Gore. He's got 3 wins.
Yeah.
He's got 6. I think the issue with Yamamoto for me is, I mean, the strikeouts are good. They're not.
I don't think he's going to have enough innings, though.
Yeah, I mean, this one he got pulled early.
Yeah. Got dodgered in
5,
game.
6, 6, 7, 5, 6. Yeah. I think he gets pushed down the list to me.
I wouldn't go Yamamoto. I mean, I would either go one of the Yankees guys ahead of him.
To me, it's Hunter Brown or Max Fried.
Yeah.
Or Logan
I would
Gilbert.
lean Fried.
I could do that, but I would have to be pretty sure on my pick. But for this, just take Hunter Brown or Max Fried, whoever you like more.
Oh, I don't like the Yankees, so we're going Hunter Brown. Yeah,
I knew you were going to do
that's logic. That's logic.
Fuck them Yankees.
All right, so last pick here. We'll just do the turn because I said we would. So Pete Armstrong, James Wood, Hunter Brown is the start here. Probably looking infield, I would imagine, but best hitters on the board right now, according to the league. in the year. The start they've had Schwarber at the utility spot.
Austin Riley.
Seriously? Austin Riley. You like the Austin Riley pick?
Yeah.
You got Naylor, who's been discussed a few times.
Suzuki and just lock up outfield completely.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, you have to take a chance on Bryce Harper being healthy. Because if it doesn't sound that bad, like if we drafted this 5 days ago, Bryce Harper's not hurt. Like we're taking Bryce Harper in the same range that we're taking like Cal Raleigh, right?
Wrist inflammation.
I mean, what about?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I could pull the trigger on that just because you don't know, man.
Yeah.
I would take Riley. That's where I would do.
I don't know if I can do Riley.
What, you don't like good players or what?
If you want to lock up outfield, there's 2 ways you could do this. Suzuki to get the double stack, or Elliot Ramos.
Yes.
Average.
I do love me some Elliot Ramos. If we're bringing up studs, like Elliot Ramos is awesome.
I mean, your average continues to creep up. You're going to get some, a few more steals, but you got plenty with, the other 2 guys, especially PCA. Power is right in line with both of them.
So as much as I love Elliot Ramos, like if I'm going to take a power hitting outfielder, it's either Suzuki or Riley Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like Green.
No, let's close it out here. When I'm looking at it, I do like the Riley call here.
He likes good players. Oh, we just went by Brian Reynolds. Shout out to Brian Reynolds for not sucking all year. Just want to get that out there. Shout out for him for hitting like 300 last couple weeks. Thank you.
There we go. Yeah, because it's Matt Olson, but no, the batting average is just atrocious.
Wow.
Let's get him a third base. Call it a day. So that's it.
All right.
I'll post a screenshot of this somehow, somewhere, maybe on Twitter or something. Let you guys know what we got. Pause that up. Now it finally starts working as we're like done. That's pretty awesome.
Like,
did anybody notice that?
Going through so smoothly.
Once you took Cal Raleigh and the thing started understanding,
it really did. It really did.
Like,
it was like, oh, catcher.
If we'd have just drafted Cal Raleigh first overall, we would have had no problems all night.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. So yeah, just looking at this, I mean, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 outfielders taken in the first 3 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starting pitchers. Lots of shortstops, which is to be expected, right?
Yeah.
1,
position.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Third base, what? 4 with counting the first pick and so I mean 4. This doesn't really look like, as far as like position wise, this doesn't look drastically different than like the early rounds. It's the players are just totally jumbled up, right? I mean, like Hunter Brown going to 3rd round, that would have never happened, right?
I mean, James Wood. No one was drafting James Wood in the first 3.
No.
Everyone else though.
Pico Armstrong definitely not.
Well,
right?
yeah, PCA definitely not.
That's the biggest jump right there, obviously. Cal Riley, that's actually a huge jump up for him. He was probably what?
I mean, Neto's another one.
7th?
Yeah, 7th.
And Acuna. I mean, Acuna was kind of borderline 3rd.
He was like a late 2nd, early 3rd pick for a lot of leagues that I was in. So that's interesting. And Zach Neto, now that he's healthy and performing again, I think we're going to see Zach Neto probably in this range next year if he stays on this pace. I had no doubt. I was, I forget where I was able to get him in the Fantasy 6-Pack series. It was really late. In my shortstop position, I forget who I had. I don't know. I don't remember who I had, but I was kind of like, I mean, why not? I'll take a stab at him, throw him in my IR, and hope he can keep up the pace he had last year when he was healthy. And he's been nothing short of awesome. So
the one thing I want to just point out here is we got 1 second baseman in there, and we didn't even talk about another second baseman. So we talk about the disaster that is second base. Ketel Marte. Like, who would you even consider? I guess is Jazz Chisholm second eligible? He might still be second base eligible.
Yeah.
Other than that, who is the next second baseman? Like,
not good.
I would lean.
I mean, Westberg's eligible.
Yeah,
there.
but he's. I mean, Terang maybe.
Terang is cold.
Terang
Yeah, he steals
so
bases.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Simeon is on an absolute tear the last 2 weeks again. I don't know if I actually believe that, but he's hitting like 400 over the last 2 weeks.
Average.
I mean, it's sad when Altuve is still up there in the conversation, and he's not having a good season. Right?
That's why, like, if you want to just position it up, and you could make the case for Ketel Marte, like, anywhere to me after Jackson Chourio, that you could bump him up that high because he is so much better than all the other second basemen. If you just wanted to make some type of argument like that, I think I'd probably taken all those guys ahead of him. Maybe not Pete Armstrong, but everybody other than that. And that's where I'm at with Ketel. I think it's just such a single difference maker at one position. That's where I'm at with.
Yeah, it's been a rough position. You know, I've got a team that didn't get second base. And I've just been rotating players in and out right now. I think Corey, I was telling you, I picked up Jeff McNeil. I was like, hey, I'm gonna throw him in there. Why not? And it's been working so far. You know, I'm sure in a week that'll just be like, that was good. That was a good ride. But
can I mention a couple of guys that we didn't take quick? I know
Jackson Holliday is another second baseman who's interesting, but not like
Did we consider any of these guys? Like Spencer Torkelson, how far out? Like, we mentioned Josh Naylor. Torkelson's been awesome. Like,
Torque was a guy who I kept kind of seeing hang around the top here. So if I do this by score, right, Naylor and Torque,
those two,
his batting average has been dropping heavily as of late, by the way. Soderstrom has really cooled off.
We mentioned Lawrence Butler. I know at least got mentioned. Suzuki got mentioned. Riley Green got mentioned. Wyatt Langford got mentioned. Schwarber. What about Azuna? We didn't talk about Marcell Azuna at all. No. I think Schwarber, just because they play utility, but Azuna's batting average hasn't been there, but I think he's actually walked more than he struck out because for a big chunk of the season, he was the only one hitting in the Atlanta offense. So I'm not sure where he falls on that list, but it wouldn't be much long. Like, in this range, I would start considering those guys because
the problem is Azuna's not really hitting for power like you would have thought. He's only got 10 on the season
because they click on him. So how many walks does he have? They walked him constantly for big chunks of the season.
51.
51 walks to 63 strikeouts.
How many walks did he have all last season?
It's 74 walks last season.
74 walks last year. Wow.
When Acuna was out, no one was hitting. They were just walking him all the time. Yeah. He wasn't getting anything to hit. So I think he's going to be better going forward. Like, I would be willing to
I think that entire Braves offense is going to get better, although he's been bad as of late, but whatever. That's an interesting one. Langford's another one we brought up.
I mean, I think in this round, you'd really be looking at, you'd be looking at an Altuve just because of the scarcity. I think you'd be looking at, who the hell else do we just say? First base, Naylor or Naylor and click on first base. And Torque.
Matt Olson.
I mean, maybe even Bellinger would be a reach.
Yeah, Bellinger's only because you want, you need some speed and he can give it to you from and Harper if this been a day or two ago, right? We're taking Harper a lot earlier. Here's my question. My last question for you guys: when does the first reliever? When does Hader go off? Because he's obviously the top reliever right now. When does he go?
I mean, I would make the case for Suarez over Hader. ERA is a little worse. K's a little worse, but way more saves.
I would take like the back of the fourth round, early in the fifth round. I would start. There's a couple more starting pitchers I would want to make sure are gone off. So like we did Hunter. We talked about Hunter Brown. I would want to make sure Yamamoto's gone. I would want to make sure we even talk about Logan Webb? I would want to make sure Logan Webb is gone.
Webb has been really good too.
Before I took a elite pitcher.
I just didn't mention him because I didn't think he belonged to that conversation quite yet, but he's been there.
Like I would make sure a couple of those guys are gone, but like it's not long, and I would take a early pitcher. Whether that's it's probably a hater for me too.
For Webb.
Yep.
I mean,
this is kind of a little sneak peek as to what next year is already kind of shaping up to be. It's kind of interesting. And we talked about, where would PCA go? And as much as I don't love it, he's earned that spot as of right now. And it's just a matter of could he keep it going? And it's hard to deny right now. Over 2 months into the season, he just keeps going. So, all right. So we are closing out our fantasy baseball shows for the year. Thank you guys for tuning in. Keep coming over to yes, we know PCA hit another bomb tonight. Uncle's head. Every time, it never fails. Like we get on the show. Oh, he hit one tonight. But yeah, keep going over to Fantasy Six Pack. We've got the pitching planners over there, the daily starting pitcher matchup scores, daily hitter scores. They get updated a few times a day, just to make sure we've got the right starting pitchers and things like that, like in case somebody gets scratched. We've got our rankings over there, our dynasty rankings. We're going to get first year player draft rankings coming up soon with the draft, right around the corner. And then of course, all of our football content, which is what we're going to be jumping over to here on the Fantasy Six Pack Hour. So starting next week, we're jumping into all of our draft season stuff. I think starting with just a little off season recap. So that's just a good one to start with, and then rock and roll into a lot of other great content here for you guys. But it was fun talking baseball. Maybe we'll do some shorts here and there for it. But until then, I think that's it for me. You guys got anything else to add?
I'm just excited to see what shirt AJ wears next week to start a football season. I just want to see what the outfit's going to be now.
Oh yeah, the fit will be strong.
Of course, clearly be some sort of like Eagles.
No,
fly Eagles, fly.
Will not
no.
Be. But fine, it will be, and lots of it. Altuve, 1 run, 2 doubles, 2 ribbies, 1 walk, and 1 steal today.
Shout out one more pitcher quick that we should have at least mentioned. Framber Valdez, awesome. Another great start tonight. 5 innings, 2 earned, 12 Ks. Not far off that list either.
Yeah. That's all we got.
Yeah, he's gotten the strikeouts up a lot more than I thought he would. Like that's something he struggled with the last couple of seasons. He's well, at least last year he did. But yeah, he's been really good. So oh, we got a few more things here. Go Texans from Uncle Ted. Mix it in Chubbs. Yeah. So, all right, that's it. See you all next.
Oilers about 20 seconds from tying up the series here in the Stanley Cup.
Did you just talk hockey right before we end the show?
That's right, I did.
All right, good stuff. You and the hockey.
We already talked about lower body.
Corey with the basketball shirt on.
So.
We're confused over here. We don't know. All right. See y'all next week.